Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, Lions fans, buckle up because today we have some intriguing updates coming out of Allen Park that could potentially shake up the team's offensive line and consequently the entire season. As we all know, the Detroit Lions have been on a remarkable upward trajectory lately, building a squad that's not just competitive but also hungry for success. And right now, that quest for greatness faces a new, albeit minor, challenge with an injury update that might seem small on the surface, but could have bigger implications down the line. We're talking about veteran offensive tackle Jamarco Jones, who was added to the practice report on Thursday. Now, this isn't just a routine update. Jones was listed as a limited participant because of an ankle injury that's been bothering him. What makes this particularly interesting is that Jones has already dealt with this ankle issue during training camp, so this isn't exactly brand new news. Yet, here he is again, battling through it, which shows his dedication and importance to the team's plans. For those of you who follow the Lions closely, you'll remember that Jones is first in line to serve as the team's third offensive tackle. That's a big deal because in formations where the Lions want to deploy heavier sets, those power run sets or play-action looks, having a reliable third tackle is crucial. It's often the unsung hero of the offensive line, providing depth, versatility, and insurance for the starters. Now, it's important to note that Jones wasn't listed on the first practice report of the season on Wednesday, which suggests he was healthy enough to participate then. But now, with this ankle bothering him again, the Lions and their coaching staff are keeping a close eye on him. The fact that he's limited in practice means he's not 100%, but he's also not out of the picture entirely. That's a key point because, with the NFL season being a marathon rather than a sprint, managing injuries and keeping players fresh is part of the game plan. Speaking of depth on the offensive line, it's also worth mentioning that Dan Skipper, who has been serving in this role over the past 3 seasons, has not practiced this week. Skipper's absence is notable because he's been a reliable piece for Detroit, especially in those heavy sets. Interestingly, he's now back on the practice squad, which means the Lions aren't required to report his injury status. That indicates he's not currently in the team's main rotation, but the coaching staff clearly values him as a veteran presence and a versatile option. Lions offensive line coach Hank Fraley has spoken quite highly about Jones earlier this week, emphasizing his consistency and earning his spot. Fraley said, "He's earned it. I think everybody in this building, practice squad or roster, earned their right to be here. It's not a charity. Coaches haven't handed it out. We're not going to hand it out, but he went and he earned that spot." That's a strong statement about Jones's work ethic, his resilience, and his importance to the team's depth chart. It also underscores how competitive the Lions are in their offensive line room. They're not just handing out positions. Players have to earn every snap, every opportunity, which is a testament to the culture coach Dan Campbell and his staff are trying to build. Now, shifting gears a bit, there's some other injury news to report, and it paints a picture of a team that's managing some bumps and bruises, but remains optimistic about key contributors. Linebacker Trevor Noask, who's been battling an elbow injury, and running back Sione Vaki, dealing with a hamstring issue, were both non-participants in Thursday's practice. These injuries could be minor or more significant, but the Lions will be monitoring their recovery closely as they prepare for the upcoming game in Green Bay. In better news, Isaac T. Slaw, the third-round rookie wide receiver, was upgraded to a limited participant after dealing with an illness. This is a promising development because T. Slaw has been making strides on special teams and was expected to contribute more on offense, especially after the Lions sent Tim Patrick to Jacksonville in exchange for a 6th-round pick. That move opened up opportunities for younger receivers like T. Slaw to step up, and his health will be critical for Detroit's offensive weaponry in this crucial stretch of the season. Another player to watch is veteran offensive lineman Coyote Awasika, who was also upgraded to a full participant after dealing with a shoulder injury. His full participation ahead of the weekend is a positive sign that he's ready to contribute in what's shaping up to be a pivotal game against Green Bay. The Packers are always a tough opponent, especially at Lambeau Field, and having your offensive linemen healthy and ready to go can make all the difference. Now, if we zoom out a little and look at the bigger picture, the Detroit Lions have been building something special. Their 2023 season has been marked by resilience, strategic upgrades, and a focus on developing young talent alongside seasoned veterans. Jared Goff continues to lead the offense with a poise that's earned him respect across the league. The running game, with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, has been explosive at times, but it's the offensive line's consistency and adaptability that really set the tone. And this recent injury update, especially regarding Jones, highlights just how vital the depth and versatility of this offensive line truly are. If Jones can return to full health quickly, it adds a layer of security and flexibility, allowing the coaching staff to deploy their schemes without hesitation. On the other hand, if he has to miss time, players like skipper Awasika and others will need to step up, which is something Detroit has prepared for. It's this kind of depth that can make or break a team during the grueling NFL season. Looking ahead, the Lions are well aware of the importance of this game in Green Bay. The Packers have a storied rivalry with Detroit, and every matchup between these two teams is filled with intensity, history, and high stakes. The Lions' defense, led by players like Aiden Hutchinson and the emerging secondary, will have to be at their best to contain the Packers' offense. Meanwhile, Jared Goff's ability to execute under pressure, especially if the offensive line faces some challenges, will be crucial. The coaching staff, led by Dan Campbell, remains focused on the bigger picture, building a team that can compete at the highest level, capable of making a deep run in the playoffs, and ultimately chasing that elusive Super Bowl. The resilience, the grit, and the commitment to excellence are all on display week after week, and the recent injury updates only serve to remind us how much depth and determination this team possesses. As always, the Detroit Lions fans are eager, passionate, and ready to support their team through thick and thin. The upcoming games will be a true test of their resilience, especially with some key players possibly limited or coming back from injuries. But one thing is for sure, the Lions are not just contenders. They're a team built to compete, to fight, and to make noise in the NFC North and beyond. Every win, every comeback, every big play is a step closer to that ultimate goal, and the fans' unwavering support is what keeps this team pushing forward. So, as we wrap up today's update, remember that the Lions' journey is far from over. The season is long, filled with ups and downs, but what remains constant is the heart and determination of this team. The injury situations are part of the game, but they're also opportunities for players to step up, for new heroes to emerge, and for the Lions to show their true character. Whether it's Jones battling through that ankle or others fighting to be healthy for Green Bay, everyone in Allen Park knows what's at stake. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news.